distinguishing between someone imagining conversation and someone actually saying something out loud. Um,
Yeah, and I kept noticing this kind of, it's a cliche in writers' rooms, workshops, programs, whatever. We're like, oh, show don't tell. I think Wolf says "fuck you" to a lot of that, because she's telling us a lot, and I noticed this specifically with the dialogue. It's like she's telling us the dialogue, but she's not showing us the conversation in like the kind of typical kind of dialogue form. And my question was just like, yeah, how is this used? Is it an advantage to the text, a weakness?
well, I think the goal of the text isn't to show us the exact image of how they interact with one another, but how their minds interact with what is going on.
Right.
So I don't know if the whole show don't tell even actually applies because it's like she is showing us the insides of her characters' minds, even when I in ways that I think are very different from just like having an objective narrator telling you such and such is happening. And they're filled with scenes too. Like
Right.
the inner monologue is like there are still things happening.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one.
Well,
Um,
I would say this is genius level using that type of rule breaking. Not even rule breaking, like you're saying. It's not quite that show versus tell thing, but it's like I think it's genius level using that type of technique uh, to pull the reader through. Yeah, I thought it's kind. I guess it's what she's known for. I mean, this is like her huge innovation in literature was her stream of consciousness type thing, where this the
well, and it's
repressed.
so concerned with the inner lives of characters. So much like it was so much more focused on that than on what characters might be saying to each other, but what they weren't saying to each other. But like what they were thinking about each other, what they had maybe wanted to say to one another but didn't. And that made them that much realer, I think.
Yeah,
I think it is almost like, I don't know, maybe it's easier also to show the mind. I mean, it's a lot more work in some ways, but maybe more naturally easy to write the mind than to write
oh yeah,
like really scripted, but like dialogue with the sense that it's really real, like that it would really happen.
right. Yeah, and I guess there's endless arguments over that, but yeah, I would just say it's definitely an advantage in her style, and I think the way she uses it is straight up genius level. Like there's every once in a while you get a writer that does shit like this, and she's definitely one of those figures. Again, this is well known, right? It's not like we're like, oh, this is our opinion. I mean, this is literally like the consensus of the literary world.